It's one of those things where you probably look outside your window and there's a half an inch of snow on the ground. Oh, that doesn't look like a really big deal. But yes, it is all about the concern for a thin layer of ice underneath that snow, especially in areas that start off as a brief mix, because temperatures are going to be crashing shortly after that, and that can cause things to ice over. Typically, that's for untreated surfaces, but as we've seen a couple times this season, even some treated surfaces can kind of escape and still be slippery despite the fact that there's some salt down. So we're thinking 1 to 3 inches will do it for most of the state. I think most of Connecticut ends up with about 1 or 2 inches of snow, but there could be some higher amounts up to 3, and slightly less north and west of Hartford, anywhere between a coating to around an inch of accumulation. Now precipitation, that mix, ends up starting after about 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is going to be the start time for snow between 3 and 5 a.m. around and northwest of the I-84 corridor. If you're in southern Connecticut and you want to get to work tomorrow and you just got to get there, the earlier the better. It won't change over to snow and see temperatures drop below freezing until between this time frame, between about 5 to 7 a.m. and it ends in the morning north and west. It may take until the early afternoon though for some in southern and eastern Connecticut. Right now we're looking at temperatures that are in the 40s. It didn't feel as warm as it was out there today, and the reason why, it's all because of those wind gusts out of the south. Right now gusts are starting to come down, but we're still close to 20-25 miles per hour in spots. The wind won't be as much of a concern tomorrow, and this is all from a front with some moisture associated with it. Typically we don't really get very impressive snows from setups like this, and we won't this time either. It's just really bad timing. So heading through the day tomorrow, some morning snow, again some lingering into the early afternoon, followed by sharply colder temperatures as we head towards tomorrow night. So 8:30 this evening, we are still dry. Again, as we head towards 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll start to see that rain and snow mix develop. By 6 or 7, everybody's seeing snow, and it's snowing out there for many for the morning commute. I did want to show you again that sharp cutoff, couple flakes versus a couple of inches just between miles. So it's going to be a really sharp snowfall gradient here that we end up seeing, but it's snowing for a while, light to occasionally moderate for some locations, and then it's done and over with and we clear out and cool off. Low temperatures Thursday night into Friday morning, dropping back into the single digits, and heading into Friday afternoon, we climb up to around 20 degrees. That's about all we'll be able to achieve. We've actually taken the chance for snow out of the forecast this weekend for the first time in the last few days. We've been following this big offshore coastal storm, and while it's still there, it's not as strong and it's trending farther and farther south. So right now it looks like it misses us. If it does try to creep a little bit closer, I could see maybe a snow shower or adding some flurries to the forecast, especially for coastal areas. But I think the threat for anything major at this point is off the table. We do have that cold return though off and on as we head into next week as well. So our colder stretch continues. Brent.